Am I in?
Yep.
Can you see us, Dave? Can you hear
We're
us?
live. We are live.
This is a friend of Tom McCabe's too, Mike.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Old time Blarney Stone regular. I'm not sure if you can hear us though. You know if his mic is
I can hear.
Dave, can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
I can barely hear you.
Oh, okay. Can you guys hear me good?
Yep.
Let me get closer to the mic. I don't want to I'm cutting myself off doing that though a little bit. All right, let's see.
Go.
Ah, there you go.
The hoodie.
Can you still hear me, Dave?
I can hear you just barely. I think it might be me though.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, make sure your volume's turned all the way up. Mike, this is Dave Kenny. He was known as Whitey back in the day. I don't know if you ever heard
Don't tell
Tommy
too
talk
many
about it.
people.
Yeah, seriously.
Whoa,
That's not the
yeah.
best name to have had back in the day.
Yeah. All right.
But Whitey was definitely a legend back from the Blarney Stone days back in the 80s.
Really?
And he was good at all sports and all bar games especially from pool, but pinball, golden tee.
Golden Tee, God, I remember that was like an empire for a couple of years. People loved that shit.
Yeah. How about Tony Piazzo? That was his missed calling. He was on the machine. He was on the scoreboard on the fucking machine. That's all he used to do after work. But I tried to convince him to go on tour. I swear to God, people made money playing Golden Tee. He was good enough. He played enough, Derek and Jeremy too. Remember that league?
Yeah. Dude, they would get holes in ones on the first 6 holes of the course. And they're like, Tom, you want to keep playing? I'm like, no, obviously I don't. I don't know fucking what I'm going to do.
You know all the shortcuts and shit, But, welcome.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Do you want to be called Dave or do you want to be called Whitey? I mean...
Oh, you can call. I've been called a lot of things. Either one.
We try to keep the respect level there,
Mike,
Either one. I've been called a lot of things, that's for sure.
At the Blarney or in life?
Whitey,
I still got. Kev, I still have my.
You and Mike had a lot in
I have
common.
my 85 Coke from the Blarney Stone.
Yeah.
I'm digging out. Hold on.
That's funny.
Mike, the 2 words that would always come to mind was
Jack,
Whitey.
you there?
Oh, look at that. I remember those.
Can you hear them?
What is that? Can you bring that closer?
That's an old Blarney Stone jacket.
Get out of here.
No. Jacko, can you hear them?
Wow. What is that? What size is that?
1980.
No, I know that, but you don't hear anything because I hear you and I hear the podcast at the same time.
What size is that?
That's what she said. Fuck off.
Oh, yeah.
It's an easy joke. I'm going to take
And then Herbie's 1992.
You lost Kevin.
Oh no, we do. We just there's too much traffic. That's all. But we'll get us on. We'll get him on after. That's all.
All right.
What size is that gray jacket?
Another Herbie's.
Herbie's, yeah. Herbie's, that was the bar down on Southbridge Street.
Yeah.
You guys, I wonder if that's still there, or if it's still called Herbie's.
Yeah. It's legendary. You can still drink and eat there all day long for like $30. It's amazing. It's the only place in the city you can really do that. It's incredible. Yeah, and their food is really good. Actually, they're very good people. It's Ben and Joe. They're brothers. They bought Herbie's and they own Lakeside Grill. Those guys, they're very generous. They're good for the community, and their food is amazing. Both of their restaurants, honestly, it's really amazing. Herbie's, I mean, that place had a built-in following, but they kept it the same. You would think a place would drop off, Actually, I think they've made it better, but the food has always been good at that place. And packed. You still have to wait. I mean, pre-COVID, you would have to still go there and get a seat early if you expected to even get one, especially on a Thursday night. But
hey, can I tell you guys a quick Dave Kenny story?
Absolutely.
All right, don't worry, Dave. Don't get. He's like,
Wait.
oh shit.
The only rule
recorded?
is,
I could barely hear you.
All right.
the only rule is that statute of limitations has to be up on it. That's the only rule here.
I actually did
I
not.
got a lot of them.
But I heard his brother Jim, I think had been in the Marines, and Jim came home and he went into the Blarney Zone, and I think Dave was maybe. This is Jim telling me this story, and I think maybe Whitey was like probably 18 or 19 then, and he went up to so the place is pretty busy, rough crowd back then, and he goes up to Whitey goes up to Jim. He goes, hey, because Whitey was younger than Jim. He goes, who's the biggest guy in here right now? And Jim looks around and goes, that dude over there is pretty big. So Whitey goes over to him and he says, you and me, let's go outside right now. And he gets in a fight with him outside. That was a long time ago. Hope that story's okay, Dave.
I hope that's. Ask him now. Yep. Hey,
I had a lot of
those are wartime Blondie days.
Oh yeah.
I mean, not that we didn't.
They were definitely war times.
Oh, no doubt.
Kevin was my doctor.
Yeah. Yep, I get it. 100%.
It was literally called the bucket of blood back then.
That's what I heard of before I got in there, but it kind of got tamed down. But yeah. Some of those 80 stories I heard, even from the Cicero guys, there was some good ones.
Yeah.
But hey, that's what we can go back to that on the MMA episode. But so
well, you and Dave had a lot in common because both you guys were the two words that come to mind are heart and tough. So you guys both had that in common.
I definitely appreciate that. Well, Kevin, happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
This is the Kevin Linehan birthday tribute episode. We're good with that. And the Tighten Up episode, I can't wait to get this guy on there. What was awesome is when we were talking about it on the podcast, I made sure to let him know to watch it just because it was, spark it up a little bit. And I really don't understand, like I said on that show, how he became a Titans fan. I've asked him, he's told me, and I still don't understand it. So we're going to check him out tonight and see if we can stump him. It's going to be a pretty good tight. The rule is it's got to be Titan or Oilers questions only. And he's going to get a chance to win some Steve McNair rookie cards, Ed McNair, Alcorn State. And he did not like the fact, and he pointed it out very quickly, that I was quick to point out the Kevin Dyson mistake. The Kevin Dyson end of the Super Bowl. He didn't like that. I imagine it's like Bucknell to us, but
that was an amazing Super Bowl.
Unreal. I mean, St. Louis was unbelievable. The greatest show on turf, right?
Never forget the ending of it. At the goal line, right?
Yeah. Imagine that. And now that I think about it, we may want to check on Kevin Dyson. I haven't heard his name or seen him. I don't know how much longer he was in the NFL after that, but we'll find out. But he's always got something to say about Brady and Pats fans. So, oh wait, Tom. I was wondering why it was quiet. We have Tom on mute.
Oh yeah, how'd that happen?
Trying to fix my volume. I can't hear you guys.
You're good. Tom, you there?
I am now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I didn't realize.
Yeah. You lost like 3 gems, although 2 of them we would have flushed anyway because they were garbage. But I said one thing that was funny. I swear. The other 2 were garbage.
But that was not on purpose.
Feel free. I understand. I'm used to getting the squelch button.
No.
I know what it's like.
Nope. Tom, the background looks phenomenal. I love it. Absolutely.
Oh, good. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You guys all see it. It's like a Bruise logo.
Yeah.
All the guys can see it. It's very basic shit, but it was so much harder a year or 2 ago. Nowadays, it's fucking easy. Pardon my language, but really,
nowadays,
trying to make my own image and import it, all this shit, and then Zoom basically did all that for us. Yeah. So what are you gonna do?
Looks good. So what are we starting with? Should we start with
the Bruins, I think. I think Kev watched the Bruins. Dave, first of all, Dave, nice to meet you. I don't know if we ever met in real life at the bars or anything, but thank you for joining us. If you're a Bruins fan, feel free to chime in. But I know Kev watched the game. I did not. I've read 2 reports of it, and I've got like the stats up on my side. So tell me, Kev, what happened?
Yeah, it's just all 3 games of the series have gone into overtime, and last night's was double overtime. So I mean, and they've all been. I guess there's actually they said during the game last night that the Bruins and the Capitals have now played. I think it was 12 straight games where nobody has led by more than a goal or something like that. That's ridiculous. It's like an NHL record. So,
yeah, I saw some weird stat like that. I don't know what it is, but okay. And I also heard that this game is like so physical. Like in this series, they've got like 70 versus 67 hits. Like they knock each other the fuck out, like at a very equal level, which people did not expect the Bruins to do. But again, that's one article I read. I only read 2, and the one mentioned that. I don't know if it's true.
Game 2 was very, very chippy with a ton of penalty minutes and a lot of little fights and stuff like that. Games 1 and 3 were physical, but maybe not as chippy. But they were really exciting games. You know.
What does Chara look like?
He's actually. I think he's played good.
I saw that graphic today of him looking over at them celebrating.
He does a fantastic job with the penalty kills, which is how important is that in the playoffs? You know.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I think he looks good, but and the guy in the Kid Hall that the Bruins made that critical trade for, who I think is a former number 1 pick, right? He's been very good. He's been excellent. You know, so I mean, what a crucial pickup. He scored one of the goals last night, but and I'm curious, Tom, you got to get a chance to see. It's been the same announcer for a lot of years, but Jack Edwards, the announcer for the Bruins.
Oh, I know Jack Edwards. I know his voice or his
Yeah.
I should listen to his call. Okay.
What do you think? As an announcer, what do you think of him? I mean,
I'll have to look at. I'll have to listen to him. I'll tell you what I think of him. But I have to listen to a new game, right?
Yeah.
It seems too old for me to like review him. I don't really.
I was trying to compare it to, like, he does the play-by-play as though he's calling a radio game. So he describes, even though you're watching on YouTube, so people can have different feelings about that, but he's actually describing everything that you're seeing on the ice, which is not needed, but because he does a good job on it, I like it.
That's so fucking hard, man. Try to do that with a basketball game. You know, I imagine it's similar. I'll watch him and see. He's a talented professional who's done it for decades. But man, it is so hard to call a basketball game when people can see it on their screen. You don't know what to fucking say. You don't know. Like, do you talk over? Oh, this is about to be a huge dunk, and then the dunk is huge. You sort of just stepped on the play. You don't want to do that. But a guy like him, who's a pro, who's been around forever, he probably does that shit smoothly for hockey. I bet he does.
I just would, if you can get to watch some, it's just strictly through the announcing and in the language he uses, because like everything is perfectly in rhythm with these short, pithy statements. Like when they scored the winner last night in overtime, it was like, it was really succinct, and it came right after the goal. He goes, "Washington goes to sleep, and the Bruins wake him up," or something. I forget what it was. You'll have to see. I think I posted the clip. But it was perfect. It was like, and he does that stuff without really thinking about it. I think it's just perfect, spot on announcing. Everything is short, succinct phrases that are in rhythm. It's so hard to do, and he's.
And it has to come to you. Like you said, you can't script that shit. You can't write that down before the game. Because you know what I mean? You can't write it down. You have to be able to kick it out the minute it happens. And obviously, he's a pro. So I will look at him. I'm sure I had a lot to learn from him. But.
Now, as far as announcing commentator sports, I'm going to say he's the only Bruins announcer that his voice that I recognize. Yeah. So I'm going to give him that spot. But like as far as the Red Sox, Celtics, Johnny Most and Tommy Heinsohn.
God, come on.
The Red Sox, Sean McDonough, and Orsillo and Jerry.
Yeah.
and I give the Patriots. I don't know.
Well,
Dude,
yeah,
I only
Gino
listen to-
Cappelletti. Gino
Yeah,
Yes,
Cappelletti.
I was gonna say, I only listened to Patriots on the radio a few times because they were always on TV. But you're right, Gino Cappelletti, that was the guy, right?
Yep,
Wasn't
yep.
he?
Yeah, and also and his partner,
But he was always on there.
Yep.
his partner actually played for the Patriots, and I can't. His name isn't. And he died a couple of years after he retired. I can't remember his name though. Now I can't. It'll come to me. If somebody says I'll know it, but I can't. He was.
Red Sox also Joe Castiglione. I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, dude. Call 1-800-54 Giant.
Swing and a pop up. Oh my God, the emotion in that dude's voice, like the sadness. I think he had it down out of everybody. At the end of the game, the last out, swing and a pop up.
I know. But the best thing was I literally heard the same commercial with his voice for like glass replacement or siding for literally like 15 years of my life. Every summer, whenever the Cape Cod radio station was on, they're playing the same ads. It's like,
oh yeah. 1-877 cars for kids.
Yes, there you go, cars for kids. Exactly.
I'm sorry, someone don't sue me. I didn't even mean to do that. I nailed it though. I'm not gonna lie. That was good.
As a kid. No, I totally get it. He was awesome. He is awesome, right? He's still around, right? He's still around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we live in a time when all these games are on TV, but back when I was growing up, a game wouldn't be on. A lot of them weren't on. They weren't on unless the game was sold out. So, for instance, the Patriots games, a lot of them weren't on. So you had to listen to them on the radio, and you might not know until game day. They were blacked out unless it sold out. Red Sox games, there were certain ones you had to listen on the radio. Pretty much the Celtics games were always on, I think, but you always listen just to listen to Johnny Most.
Nothing's better than Johnny Most.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, you're a little younger than me and Kev, Mike. Yeah. But I literally was one of those chumps who would put the FM radio under my pillow and listen to Johnny Most call games. And Kev probably did the same.
Oh yeah, we did.
By the time you were old enough, maybe you didn't. I don't know. Maybe you were allowed to have your own TV in the room. We were not.
No.
Like you can just put your own TV in there.
I wish. You know what? I was right on that threshold of the 80s Celtics. I didn't really start getting into it till I think I dropped in like around the Reggie Lewis era. I wasn't.
Oh, Reggie.
Bird. Wasn't. But I remember Johnny Most. I've seen the Bird highlights a million times and know his voice.
I love that, dude.
Bird,
I hope I live long enough that my voice sounds as bad as his in his last season. You know what I mean? I mean, he's a brilliant commentator, but God, by the end of it, it's like blowing wind through a fucking plumbing pipe. Yeah, there's no.
The one that stands out to my mind was probably around 84, 85. And it was the height of the Sixers-Celtics rivalry. And people don't understand now, like these teams, after the game, the Celtics and the Sixers, the players are all hugging each other, the opposing, your opponents, and they exchanging T-shirts. Back then, these rivalries, they hated each other, everybody involved in the organization. So it was a preseason game, so it wasn't on TV against the Sixers, and the Sixers had just picked up Moses Malone, and there was some kind of fight that broke out on the court, and we're listening to it on the radio. And this is how big this rivalry was. Everybody in my family is sitting around listening to a preseason game on the radio, right? So Red Auerbach charges onto the floor after whatever I just said, Moses Malone. He goes after Moses Malone, and that's
not a smart move.
No. And Johnny Most, the way Johnny Most described that on the radio, it sounded like he swallowed his cigar. It sounded like he died. It was like and you're all on the edge of your seat, like, what happened? Did Red get knocked out? And what happened here? but that was the most excited I ever heard him. Like, I literally sounded like his voice was cracking and he could barely get words out. And he was saying, cowardly. It was unbelievable.
Absolutely.
All right. I feel like we might be neglecting some of our guests. Does Dave Kenny or Kevin Poole or
Dave's on.
Mahoney want to chime in? They're more than welcome to, obviously. I just want to make sure.
Okay. We got a schedule. We got Eric coming on in 10 minutes. We're gonna give him a little bit to study.
Okay,
We're gonna
cool.
start the trivia at 8, and then then we'll open it up.
Okay.
I know Eric's been ready all day, so we'll get him on. I told him 8. I'll give him that exact time to go over.
So is this what it looks like if somebody just wants to monitor us but doesn't want to get in? Like,
yeah,
I don't.
I control who comes in and out. I can
okay, Mike. But do you control who hears me and Kev and you talking?
I could, but I don't. Yeah, I don't touch you guys. I only touch.
No, you shouldn't. Not you shouldn't. But I haven't figured out the.
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Because I could barely hear all three of you.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's my phone or.
Yeah, it's got to be. We can hear each other. I can hear you guys fine, right?
I hear him good. Yep, I hear everybody good.
Yeah, we can hear you good.
Well, you can hear. I can just barely hear all three of you. You can hear me though, right?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Very good. Yep.
You guys, this is an awesome show. I was watching it. I was watching Kevin telling you about Fitzgerald.
Awesome.
John Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
He married. My mother married his father's brother. So we've been together. He's known me for 50 years. He used to live on Burn Street. In the younger years, he lived on Burn Street.
Yeah.
But
he's talking about Sean Fitzgerald.
Yep. We're hoping we get to talk to Fitzy eventually.
So my stepdad is his father's brother, Ray. We always call him Uncle Butch because he's been with me since I was 5. You know.
Yeah.
Great guy, great people.
Were you at the fight?
I went to all the fight. I was at that fight Kevin was telling you about
The Duran?
in New Hampshire when Sean finished early, and Sean said he didn't know me.
No. You know what? The one I went to was down at Foxwoods, and he had already.
Oh, that Foxwoods. That's right. That's right. Yeah.
But you know what it was? Did he have a trainer too named Whitey? Or did he have a trainer that had a similar name to yours? Because I think he might have been confused about who I was talking about.
Yeah, he the pizza shop guy he owned a sandwich shop. I can't think of his name now. Right next to the Village Pub. Jimbo Inspirelli was his name.
Okay.
Was his manager.
Yeah, so he had already forgot. I don't know. Somehow he got confused about what I said, but he was he was the nicest kid in the world. He's like, yeah, I know these guys, let him in, and then he's like, I don't know who you are, but hey,
yeah, good
for the fight, and he's like, so it was cool. So
Kevin's seen better fights at the Blarney Stone.
That is
I'm
fantastic.
betting better fights with the Blarney Stone.
I'll tell you, I don't know why people used to do that there.
No, I know. I'm only kidding. No, my fights were always pussy fights. I had never gotten I had very few real serious fights, as you well know. You fought a little more than I did. By a little, I mean a lot. But yeah. But
I had to learn how to talk my way out of things. There was no choice.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, fuck! I'm getting my ass kicked.
Kevin was good at it. He was good at calming it down. That's sure. He had a lot of practice.
Yeah,
He had a lot of practice. Yeah.
Yep. Perfect. So we got 3. So what do you guys really think about the Titans? Like right now,
Wait a minute. We talking about the Titans now? Are we on to this?
Titans are going now. I'm going to put them on in 3 minutes, and we're going to start the trivia. But I mean, as of right now, what is your opinion of the Titans current right now? Because he's going to come out firing, I know. So we should get prepared. I know.
Honestly. All right, I'm going to give him all the leeway in the world to make his case because it's possible. I was a New Orleans Saints fan when I was 12 years old because Gil Fenerty went to Holy Cross. You know what I mean? And then he got picked up by them. So if he has some sort of connection that then ever since then, I at least follow them. They're not my big fan team. I wonder. I give him a benefit of the doubt to make his case. But if he really doesn't,
I think he probably has some good backup. But it's got to be an interesting story or something outside that realm. You know what I mean? It has to. If it's not, I mean.
Yeah, but you said you're going to ask him 10 questions. That's tough, man. I would say 5 would be kind, because
you'll see.
How it goes, but if after 5 he's like, "Oh fuck, I don't know any of these."
I'll give you the format.
In 1993, I have no.
I'll give you the format. Think of what the first 5 questions and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire are.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's cool. Do it like that way. Yeah, that's cool.
It'll start there. I think we got
I actually kind of hope that he has a legit case. I kind of do. I'm not rooting against him.
I think he does. Let's see if he's ready to go.
Maybe he just was the only. He wanted to be the fan. He wanted to be the only kid at school that was a fan of a particular team.
Yes, yeah. You always see that. You'll see a Broncos fan in San Francisco or whatever. It's what the fuck are you doing?
All right, Dave. Dave, we're gonna bring you back in a minute. We're gonna bring Eric on. Let me make sure we got everything. You do that, and you are able to do that, and we are gonna invite you. And let's see. You should be on the. There he is. Wait, let's see. How about the audio? Let's see.
Yeah.
Let
him speak.
Yo,
you can hear us.
what the?
What is that? Oh, okay, wait.
You got your own fucking walk-on music? Who the hell are you?
Wow. That's incredible.
Yo,
that's incredible.
You just played me dirty, man. I had all kinds of shit. I'm not speechless.
I had things going. That's funny. That is fun. Eric?
When I bought a special book, Hooked on Phonics Slurred Speech, I was all ready for this shit today.
Look at it. Fucking fantastic, brother. A Titans glass.
Yes.
What's on your? We can't see it. All right,
Steve McNair. Fucking
we'll accept that. We will accept that. We will accept that. So the question we want to start off with, we're giving you the benefit of the doubt, and believe me. How long have you been a Titans fan?
Oh my God! It started when I could able to walk. Let's put it that way. My father was stationed in Fort Hood, Texas.
Here we go.
So
I knew there had to be some tie to Lee Regional or something. There had to be. Okay, go on, please.
We were only there 4 years, right? My sister was born in Texas. The greatest thing about the Oilers back in the day was the color uniforms. What kid couldn't like that color scheme? It was fire. You know what I mean?
Straight kids hated that uniform.
Yeah.
Those are the ones. I know. They had oil derricks on their helmets, right? You talking about the Houston Oilers? Yeah, they were badass. I'm only making fun of you.
The big thing, like I said, man, I'm a rebel. Fucking anything against the Patriots all day, every day. I mean, Facebook, I do it just to get out of people now. You'd be amazed. All of a sudden, I'll post something, and I'll have 35 comments within a half hour.
No, it's true. It's true.
Absolutely.
So,
Fucking Eric Mahoney. I don't think I've met you in person, but Mike tells me you guys are solid. You guys are friends, but that is fucking funny. That's exactly something I would have said. I will post this 1,000 times to get 1 million people saying "fuck you"
all day, every day. I got people that'll say, "Dude, you're the best." I love it. As soon as you post, you know, all good.
When I was growing up, it
Good.
seemed like. I'm sorry, Derek. It's what I was just gonna say. When I was growing up, it seemed like the Houston Oilers were on Monday Night Football like every other week with Earl Campbell. Earl Campbell was battering.
Fuck yeah.
Earl Campbell, freaking George Blanda, way back in the day, man. They had some players.
Yeah.
You know, I love how they say they never won a championship. Bullshit, man. They won 2 AFL championships with the Oilers. Get out of here. I hope that was one of the trivia questions because I was prepared for that one.
give us some heart. God damn it. That's what we want to see right there.
Let's go.
All right. Hey, Eric, do you want to lay out your case before I think you're going to be about to be attacked with like 10 questions of your credibility of fandom?
Yeah.
You want to lay out your case beyond what you've done? We already know you've got a legit reason to like them. You like the because you got that familial tie. Anything else about them or anything? Anything else that like recently, last 10 years or anything? Whatever.
I mean, Warren Moon was my favorite quarterback. I mean, like, you know, always going up against something, you know. I mean, not that I want to get into the whole race thing and everything, but he was always fighting for something. He was a stud in the Canadian Football League. He came into the Houston Oilers with the run and shoot offense.
Good enough answer. You already nailed it. All right, good enough answer. Because Warren Moon is my favorite thing.
Look at you, Tommy, being too easy. It's skeptical.
All right, okay, Mike. Do your 10-question inquisition.
Wait, but it's already skeptical.
He's gonna be roasted.
He referenced uniform color already, so he's down 20 points already. So okay, I'll give you this right now.
How is he down points? He's gotten everything right.
I got these in that box of cards I got last week. I found a ton of these.
All right. Oh man, that was actually kind of cool. That's a cool one.
They got him.
Yeah, that is kind of cool.
Signed by his mistress.
Yeah, no shit. I was a huge Ian McNair fan. I would.
Yep.
That's
Another one.
But also, Eddie George.
Oh, favorite running back was Chris Johnson.
Big fan. This is the big one right there. This is the actual Steve McNair rookie. This is the grand prize right there.
I can't see that one. What was that one?
One right here. I got it in a plastic because it's good. But that's his college. You know?
Oh, gotcha. Yep, I see it. Yep, I see it.
So when the first 5 questions you get, and then you get a card up from each there.
I'm
rooting for you, buddy. I'm rooting for you, Eric.
Yeah. So question number 1, we're gonna start with what yard line did Kevin Dyson get tackled at in the Super Bowl?
See, now I don't even want to do this anymore. That fucking still hurts.
It should be easy. I told them, huh?
1 yard line.
I mean,
he was a guy.
I think that's a correct answer before he even said 1 yard line.
That is correct.
Because it shows his disgust with that play. I know. I get it.
I lived on Prompter Street when that happened, and I was in my bed. I punched many a hole in the wall almost because I was so pissed.
You remember exactly where you were.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do too, actually. I think the last time I remember.
Dude, I would have shut up so many haters back in the day. It would have been good.
That is correct. That is correct. So, what college did Steve McNair go to?
No, Alcorn State.
Very correct.
Bam!
That is correct.
Nice.
That is correct.
Nice call.
I don't remember much.
It's the home team, but that was good.
He put that college on the map.
Yep.
Absolutely did. So, Steve
McNair. I've never heard of it, but.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's almost like fucking like Gonzaga was in basketball 20 years ago. Like they slowly got better and better and started making like bowl games, and he was fucking a beast. So
now this could be broad. This could be broad, but you probably know what I'm talking about. Steve McNair was known for a record at Alcorn State. What's the most famous record that he held?
Oh fuck.
I said it's very broad.
I don't know.
I got three in my head.
Russian touchdowns by a quarterback.
Bam, that should be good.
I'll give you that. I will. That'll be good. Correct. I was going with the yards in the game. He had the record for the most yards in a game at Alcorn State.
How many? How many? Was it ridiculous?
It was like 600 and I want to say over 600. Yeah.
I love those guys who like have a game in their period, like the Hawaii quarterbacks always throw for 750. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? It's like,
Yep.
All right, man. Eric, you're holding your own, brother. And Mike's a tough.
These are the sort of
You're holding your own.
Now this will be good. You should know it. How many points did the Titans score in the last Super Bowl they were in?
How many?
Oh my God.
Fuck. 19.
I want to say 17.
I was gonna say 17 too. Yeah.
That was a while ago.
Yeah.
You Googling it?
I have to because my phone just blanked on me.
No Googling allowed, motherfucker. Oh, no, but you're a game master.
I want to say it was in the
Game master can Google, but those of us answering have to just guess. Like try to remember. That's cool. That makes sense.
Pretty sure I watched that game from the Blarney Stone.
What year was it? Unless that's another question. I don't want to step on you, Mike. What year?
Like 99, 2000 or something, 99.
That was
that long ago. That long ago. I didn't even know it was that long ago.
Like 99.
I want to say early 2000s.
I'll say it was 1999. That's my guess.
All right. I don't know. That's not an official question.
The end of 99.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
No shit.
You're 1 point out. You're 1 point out. It was 16.
That was close.
We're gonna give it to you.
That's a tough question.
Now we'll give him a half a point. We can't be total pussies about this, Mike. He gets half a point. So, I don't know what the score adds up to.
You're my favorite. I love the
I would have trouble.
I was blowing up Mike on. I can't wait to talk to this son.
Yes. I'll give you that because honestly, I'll be real. If someone asked me that, I don't know if I know the
I would not. I wouldn't even know what year it was, which is really embarrassing when you think about it. I'm sure I watched all of it. But.
I like it. All right, so it's gonna get a little tough, man. This is number 5. This is
all right
for the prize, the beginning. The Houston Oilers.
Yep.
Played their final game in Texas during the 1996 season before moving to Tennessee and becoming the Titans. When was the franchise founded?
Oh my God. I want to say 1960. No. The Houston Oilers franchise?
Yep.
Think about it.
You're very close to another mulligan, but that's not, you're not correct at this moment.
57?
No, go up a little, I think.
50. No, it wasn't 60. No way.
What'd you say before that?
I said 57. But no. 61 and 2, they won the AFL championship. Oh my God. 59.
Bang. 1959 is correct. So that's 5. So you're on the board.
All right, but that was AFL, right?
Yeah,
that
AFL.
was AFL. When did they join the? Oh, okay. I don't want to screw up the questions.
It says the team was moved because then owner Bud Adams was unable to secure funding for a new stadium for the team to play in. They were the Tennessee Titans for 2 seasons before they were renamed again in 1999. Tennessee Titans.
They played in Memphis first, and then they played in Nashville at Tennessee College.
You're right. Yeah.
Yes.
Now I do kind of remember that transition. It sort of blended in together.
The college atmosphere was cool because it was a smaller crowd, and Tennessee fans weren't really passionate because the Volunteers were huge back then. So they were still getting used to it. It was Titans. Sorry,
Question number 6. You're doing well. Question number 6. What number was Tennessee Titans quarterback Vince Young?
12.
10.
Oh shit.
10.
10 is correct.
Oh, I thought it was 12.
Bring
Fuck
it.
me. You're awesome, dude.
Vince
Eric, so far, you
biggest
have totally
waste of a
redeemed
draft pick
yourself.
ever. Vince Young was the biggest waste of a draft pick ever.
But that was his championship game was top 3, one of the best games of all time in college.
Absolutely. He was incredible in college, which is crazy.
Yep.
And a conference too, which is nuts, you know?
Yep. All right.
It's just,
That's 6.
I blame it on Jeff Fisher.
Good call. You killed the next question, by the way. Our next question was about to be, it's right there. All right.
Hey,
So,
let me ask you guys a question.
huh?
Who was the coach that always left tickets for Elvis Presley? Come with it. Somebody better know it. Come on. Good, I win. Game over. I win.
I'm not an Elvis guy or a Titan guy.
Bobby fucking Knight.
Bobby Knight. What the fuck?
I'm like, I don't know. He's no Tennessee coach, but he's a
that's
psychopath. He's a
That's
Number
my
psychopath.
favorite.
Glanville? Psycho?
No, say it again. Who did that? I've heard that story, but I don't know the name. Please tell me again, Eric.
Dougie Glanville. Psycho.
Glenn, gotcha.
He was the coach right before the time.
Gotcha.
I associate him with the Falcons and Fox for some
He
fucking
was
reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can agree. So this is a good one. Who did the Titans select with their first round 6 picks overall in the NFL draft in 2003?
No, my fucking word. 2003?
Hold on, no, I'll give you more. I'm gonna give you more. He's probably the biggest felon the NFL has ever seen. I love the guy, but and his
Aaron
nickname.
Hernandez?
His nickname is a 1980s video game, legendary bar game, arcade game, video game. His nickname. So it's.
Oh, yeah. Pac-Man Jones.
There you go. 7.
What a career. So he got better towards the end, but he was straight psycho.
Pac-Man Jones, I was so disappointed. He was unreal in college.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah.
I mean, I told you I'm entertained by shiny lights and cool names, so Pac-Man threw me right in.
Yeah.
Eating them up, eating interceptions.
Listen,
That's pretty good.
If he could have left the off-field stuff alone, he probably would have made the Hall of Fame because he was pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
You know,
And even after he got in trouble, when he came back after he got suspended, he was still good.
Wasn't the last one he got arrested for in Dallas because he fucking threw out all the money on the strippers and tried stealing his money and him and his posse beat everybody?
That happens to me every week. What the fuck? Who cares? Yeah, right. Like I have.
That's so funny.
He got caught throwing quarters. I think that's what it was.
That would be me. I'm like throwing rolls of pennies at fucking people.
People make it rain. He was making it hail. So all right, here we go. What was Eddie George's jersey number at Ohio State University?
Oh my God, I have no clue. I didn't follow him during college.
It's a borderline trick question. What was his number in Tennessee?
I'm probably gonna go 27, right?
Bang. Yep. Here it is.
Oh, dude. So you fucking own this shit. You actually pay attention to them. This is not a joke, right? You actually root for them. All right. I respect it.
I didn't think I'd know half of these.
No, you're doing great. I'm telling you. So here's a good one, and it's Worcester related. 508. I don't know if it's a good 508 relation, but what jersey number did defensive tackle Albert Hainsworth wear? Albert Hainsworth.
He's a fucking. That was the one when he stomped the Dallas Cowboys guy right in the face.
Yeah, stepped on his head. He's
99. I want to say. Fuck. Oops.
So 7 out of 8. He's 92. Number 92. He played for the Patriots, and he has ties to Pats.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about that, or they're gonna come break our way.
Why? Really?
Exactly
No.
what you're talking about.
No, look, you don't know what side I'm on. He could be on. But
once the Pat's Towing lost the state police contract, they turned it over to his company.
Yes.
He was the front for the company.
Yes.
And Pat's Towing did it. Yeah.
Exactly. Same story I heard. I heard it from long distance, so I have no idea personally, but I heard the same story.
I think he was 2 years and done with the Titans, or a year and done after he stomped on the Dallas Cowboys guy in the face?
Yes.
Was that it? 2 years after that, he was out of the league?
Yep. Oh, no, you're breaking up, guys.
At a time.
Nope, I can hear you. All right, we're good. All right, you can hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Killing me with the Albert. No, I don't associate him with the Titans.
Oh, Albert?
How many more Titans questions do we have? Two?
We
One?
have two.
Or do you
We
have
have two.
Maybe two, right?
two?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Tell me the greatest play in Tennessee Titan or Houston Oiler history, and name both players involved.
Oh, it's funny because this is the one question I thought you would have asked.
Yeah.
And I play is backwards, which now that I think about it, there's no way Frankie Wycheck would have ran that in for a touchdown. So, Music City Miracle, Frank Wycheck to Kevin Dyke. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. That play's been dissected 1,000 times. That was a fucking legal play. ESPN, Sports Science, everybody, get off your shit. Let the Titans have their moment because they still lost in the Super Bowl after winning 2 games after that.
I'm in agreement, and I'll tell you why, because I was on the right side of the gambling right there in that game, and it was amazing.
Awesome. I'll never forget.
I'm in.
Yeah, I had so many people talk shit about that game. It's like, listen, man, that's legal. 20 years from now, we'll still be talking about that game, I guarantee you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Final question. It's going to be a recent one. How many yards did Derrick Henry have last season?
Oh, my God.
Within 100. Give him
Within 100.
a range. Within 100, right? Within that. Like somewhere.
We'll give you 100.
I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm just gonna throw out 2,100. That is the best. I have an autographed jersey for him that I paid $150 for. That is the best $150 I've ever spent. He's gonna be an absolute stud because you know what? He loves the game for what it is, but it's not about the fame to him. That guy busts his ass day in and day out.
You nailed it. It was 2027.
Cool.
2027.
Nice, man. I believed in you, Eric. I believed in you. I did.
No, I'm gonna play back the tape from a week and a half ago. You weren't believing me.
Yeah. Well, because I didn't know you actually cared. Yeah, I didn't know you actually gave a shit. All right, here's one more question for you. Two. Have you ever been to the state of Tennessee?
I fucking, I talked about it 2 years ago.
Beautiful.
I talked about it 2 years ago when the Patriots played them. The prices were so outrageous. And at that time, they had, I don't know if it was the Grammys. They had something else going in town. Hotels were outrageous, and the prices just to sit in the lower bowl were $600 minimum. So I'd rather watch it from my TV. But I will tell you, the last 3 times or the 2 times the Titans have played here, I've suffered through it.
All right. Well, no, I was asking about Tennessee as the state in general. I understand what you're talking about. Have you ever been there?
Never been.
It's beautiful. I got to tell you, a couple of years ago, if someone told me I wanted to go there, I'd be like, fuck you, I'm not going to Tennessee. But I've been there a couple of times now to the Smoky Mountains. It's a beautiful state. It really is. It's worth your time. I didn't go into any of the cities, but if you're a Tennessee fan, hell yeah.
I've never
been there someday, man. You'll enjoy it. You really will.
Never heard a bad word anybody that's ever been to Nashville. Actually, everybody that I know that has been to Nashville, it comes back and says we're going back.
I hope to God they have another NFL draft at Tennessee because I'm definitely going. You know what I mean? Actually, I want to try and do the NFL draft every year because it's awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe not so. A lot of the top end players like to stay home now and celebrate with their families, but dude, you talk about good football, I'm all about it.
Yeah.
I don't listen. I'm not a Patriots fan. I'm a fan of great football.
Yep.
I've had suffered through 20 plus years of fucking Tom Brady. Just amazed the world.
I agree.
Yeah, that's the worst. 20 years of Tom Brady. That sucks balls.
You know what's good about it though? I look at it this way, right? If the Patriots fans are happy, my life is peaceful. Because when the Patriots are losing, all the fucking pink hat people come out. They are the most miserable
Yes.
people I've ever met in my life.
Yes.
You know?
I
I
agree.
get it.
And I'll end on this with the Patriots. Thank God Bill Belichick spent $250 million this year, because if not, his legacy would be tarnished because Brady won that championship. They'll always say Brady was better than Belichick because of that one reason, which is bullshit.
Right. I think
Bullshit.
you're right, but we'll see what happens. I think my opinion right now is Belichick's gone. I think like I told these guys, the Mac Jones pick I believe was McDaniel's pick. It makes sense that he would have scooped Cam Newton for one more year to try and let this guy have a young quarterback to compete with his records with. That's it. I mean,
I never even thought of it that way, that was McDaniel's quarterback. I don't think McDaniel's is a good coach. I'm so happy he didn't. Not that I like Vrabel. Vrabel's a firecracker.
so the real
Ben sucks, but yeah, Belichick is done definitely, but he had to save his legacy.
The real question is,
he needs 36 more wins to catch Don Shula to become the
not going to
greatest.
happen. There's no way.
But he's not going to quit until he makes a good run for it. So he's in it for 4 or 5 more years.
Yeah.
That's what you think until he shows up at the press conference and says, I didn't do that for this, blah, blah, blah. He'll throw you a curveball. He'll trade 3
All
years.
right, enough bashing Bill Belichick. I disagree with half of what all of you have just said.
No, that's a tribute. He's his own man. He's his own man. You don't care what anyone thinks. I don't think. Well,
Yeah,
I don't think he cares about the Don Shula thing. Do you think? I mean, it's possible.
Yeah, I do. I do, but I don't know if it's tangible.
He's egotistical.
Yeah, maybe.
Yo, he's gonna end up breaking that record and look at the report and say, "I'm on to retirement." Away, done.
Yeah. You don't want to compete with another Brady. If he pulls it off this year, he'll call it a tie and get out. I guarantee. Because that was scary. I bet you're scared right now. I mean, that's.
He probably would have retired this year if Tampa Bay wasn't on the schedule.
Yeah.
He also
I agree.
wants to be the guy to pull off. What was the Bill Walsh, the coach of the 49ers?
Yeah.
Who led the transition from Montana into the Steve Young era. He wants to be the guy to pull that off, where he survived the Brady era and then reset as a contender. That's what he wants.
I think so too. So too. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see how it turns out, man. I mean, at least we have a little bit of a window of hope. I think.
Yeah.
You know, it's a small window.
Yeah, you know what the greatest thing about being a Titans fan is every year with the playoffs? Maybe not so much the last couple of years. All I care about when Super Bowl rolls around is my Super Bowl squares win. It's great. I love it.
Yeah, no shit.
I love it.
Yep. Eric, we appreciate you.
I appreciate you having me on.
Oh, yeah. And before Eric signs off, I want to just use this opportunity, because we're going to record this and play it back, to say thank you to my friend Brian Lynch, who played for the Houston Oilers, who passed away 2 weeks ago. I appreciate everything you ever did for me, and I hope your family's doing well. Okay.
Yeah, we would. Yep, Tom had told me about that in the beginning. He had a friend who had played for the Oilers, and oddly enough, the guy passed away. Like, I don't know, as we were talking about doing a special.
Literally that same day, honestly, it was the next morning I heard he had passed away. Great guy. He's the one who gave me my dog. He was our plumber. He was in my fantasy football league. He was an awesome guy.
That's awesome.
He fell ill and went away. But all right,
we can definitely
to Brian Lynch.
There you go. We'll definitely touch up on him. We'll do some research and get some.
Yeah.
But Eric, we appreciate it, and you did well tonight. You won every card. It'll be in the mail. I'll get your address. Maybe I'll even deliver it to fucking the bowling alley or something.
We're gonna have to I'm working in the Red Bull world now, so district manager, man, all is good.
Wait, hold on. I'll have to DM you after. I drank 3 bangs today. I need the Red Bull's too expensive.
What the fuck, Bang? Red Bull's the #1 energy drink in the world, brother.
And they charge.
Oh my God! What are we doing now?
I like the humble pie, Lincoln. Have a wonderful night. Nice meeting you, Kevin.
Nice to meet you, Eric. And can I say, can I just say that Eric definitely is a much better Titan fan than we are Bruins fans.
Oh, hell yeah.
Absolutely. How about that? Taylor Hall next year? All right, later.
Thank you very much.
That was awesome,
I'm so sorry. We were supposed to start this talking about the Bruins. We're gonna pull in callers, and now what are we already an hour deep?
Yeah,
We haven't even
that was
talked about it.
that was good. I can't believe he knew. I mean, a lot of those were easy, but still, he knew.
That was an awesome segment, Mike. I want to tell you, that was an awesome segment. You know, it's just hard to predict how they're gonna go, but your guy was good. He was good.
Even if he didn't have I knew no one's gonna have that exact fucking answer because not even I know yardage or shit. But he was pretty close in everything he said.
Yeah,
he was pretty. He was like you said I didn't put it in, but when you said within 100, that's what I meant. Like within 100 yards or close. He was really close to everything. So we'll take it. He said Fort Drum and it was over in my head right there, or whatever he said in the beginning. I mean, that's valid right there. I quit after that, but we kept going.
No, what a great guest. What I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Apart from him being a very nice guy, but that was a great guest to get,
I'll tell you, he's one of the best dudes I've ever met. He actually did, I played in he did a charity wiffle ball tournament. I believe it was run by one of his friends, but I got in through him. But he does a lot of good stuff with the kids. His kid plays a ton of baseball, and he's really active, all about it, and he's going to do.
That's awesome, man. No, that worked out great, man. I'm very glad.
We'll give it Shamrock 0, Eric Mahoney 1. We're down, and he gets all this. That's it. But
soon to be Shamrock Sports, sponsored by Red Bull.
Yeah. No shit. Really? Amazing. I love it. But that was cool. So I was looking today. It looks like the Woo Sox are sold out for the first month or so. But I was checking on tickets. So we should put something together.
All right. What do they cost between the days of like June 15th through 18th? Because that's about the range I think I'm going to be in Worcester. If you not that you have to do it right now, I can look it up.
I'll check that out. Yeah, we'll that's when you're up here, Tom?
I'm up here. I'm up there from the 10th through the 20th or the 21st or whatever. But the first couple of days, I'm with my family and traveling. But in the middle, I want to go to Worcester. So I figure if there's a weekend in there, and there is a weekend somewhere sandwiched in there. I can't remember where.
We can do that, and we'll broadcast a little bit live from the game. I think we should plan on that when you come up.
Oh, I'd love to do it. If they allow it, I'll do it. If I don't know if they allow it, they probably do. Right?
Oh man, there's no
one
rules,
gives a shit anymore. No one gives a shit.
What are you gonna do? Get arrested?
No. I mean, like setting up a camera in an aisle. Yeah. But I don't really have to do that shit.
We're good. I'll take the hit, Tom. Just bail me out. I'll take the hit. bring an extra 40.
That's a deal. If you ever get arrested working with me, you get bailed out by me. I've told people that before. Believe me. It's almost come into play a couple times.
That's the rule. No, we don't leave any man behind here. Shamrock.
We're pretty sure if he gets arrested, it'll be bailing your ass out.
No.
In some bar in Worcester where.
Oh man, my goodness. But,
all right. So go on.
So, have you been on the Red Sox at all?
Yeah, well, I've been reading about them but not watching them. Kev has been watching them, so I'd rather hear his point of view. With
all the playoffs going on, it's been tough. That's obviously the last line right now. Not unfortunately.
Kev, give us a 90-second assessment of this Red Sox team, if you can do that.
Oh, I'm actually the wrong guy because I've talked about this. I wrote an article.
Fantastic! That's great. That works perfectly for the programming.
I wrote an article about this for 2040 Sports, where I just don't understand why. For 20 years I lived for the Red Sox, and now over the last few years, I have a hard time turning them on. I'm loosely aware of the rotation and the batting lineup and stuff like that, but no, I've been more watching the Celtics and the Bruins and stuff like that. So maybe one of the other guys, maybe Kevin Poole is an expert.
Let's bring Kev on and see what he's got. I think.
Is he still on there? I didn't mean to ignore him. Is he still?
Let me see. He might not even be on a camera. He might just have his thing on. Kev, you there?
Can you hear me now?
I think so. Oh wait.
Can you
We
see
can
me
hear
too?
We can hear you. I'm about to see you. Hold on. We got you. Get on there. We got Kev. Where did Tom go? Tom,
You're
where
gonna
you
make
at?
me. You're gonna make me lower my Depeche Mode.
Yeah, we're sorry to creep up on you. You know. Look at you. Look at you all creepy looking in the dark. What are you doing? What are you outside in the backyard?
No, I'm in my bedroom, man.
Who the fuck listens to Depeche Mode in their
Hey,
bed?
who the fuck is the Depeche Mode?
Nanya.
All right, gotcha. Nanya. All right.
Tom, where are you? Tom, where's your?
Oh, I don't know. It dropped. Am I in?
There you are. There you are. You're back.
Am I back?
There you are. You're back.
It dropped out real quick for some
You're
reason.
back.
All right. So you. All right. Do I have to turn my light on? You guys want to see my fucking face?
I mean,
No, I really don't.
Yes.
Jesus Christ! If I'm getting on camera, I'm getting on camera, right?
All right.
Yeah, you can shut it off.
No, you're looking sharp, buddy. You're looking sharp.
We got a big mouth on the show tonight, huh? Is that what's going on? You fucking call me on, and then you fucking. How's everybody doing? Kevin, nice to meet you.
Hey, Kevin, nice to meet you, man. Hopefully
Listen,
you can get
bro.
us up to date on the Red Sox because
Yeah, right. I like David
Maybe not.
Ortiz about it. Mary,
Okay.
Mary, we had somebody started talking.
Kevin,
Yeah, no, I want to hear. You're like a Red Sox fan? Do you know more about it than
Oh
we do?
no!
I
no.
wouldn't say that, but
Oh, this gets better. Kevin's the next fucking contestant on what's his standard?
the Kansas City Royals,
The Kansas City Royals. I know
Bo
shit.
Jackson, Danny Toddable, Kevin Seitzer, Frank White, Willie Wilson, Mark Gubazar, Brett Saberhagen, George Brett. You want me to continue?
Oh,
that means
fuck.
anything.
He's one of these guys.
Yeah, no, none of that means anything. None of that means anything.
Sure does.
How about the Bullets? The Washington Bullets.
The Wizards?
Wizards. And now, but they were the Bullets.
There's no more bullets. They rested in peace a long time ago.
But how did you become a Royals fan?
Well, the same way I became a Dallas Cowboys fan, even though the Patriots are my favorite team, so I'm not going to deny anything like that. But my second favorite team is the Dallas Cowboys, even though Tony Romo's a homo.
We need how you became a Kansas City Royals fan.
The same way, because I mean, when you're a kid and you're like 6 years old and you're looking at baseball cards and you see a Bo Jackson and then you find out that the guy climbed the fence to catch a ball, it's very easy to be a fan of one of the greatest. And too bad they weren't a dynasty, because if they were a dynasty, trust and believe, man,
You're telling me that you gave up your hometown Red Sox because he climbed the wall and caught a fly ball.
I can't hear him very well.
Yeah, you just started doing this. But listen, the Red Sox were great, but I had to go with the Royals back then. Now I go with the Red Sox. I'm not perfect, bro. We all have our teams.
Dave, have you been watching the Red Sox at all?
Lately,
Dave,
I know
Red Sox at all?
Devis is fucking knocking it out. I know that much for a fact.
Yep, no doubt. Dave, Sox fan?
I am.
You been watching recently?
Like Kev said, I've been watching the Bruins and the Celtics, and
There's a lot of playoffs going
But
on.
I've been keeping up with it. I'm pretty amazed at this guy from the Angels there, the pitcher. That guy's.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Hey, can you guys
Yeah,
do
that
me a
guy's
favor?
fucking.
Can you all do me a favor?
What do you need, Kevin?
Call me Pablo. Don't call me Kevin, because there's another Kevin on the show. I'm Pablo.
He's PK.
Pablo.
Whatever you say, Kev. Just say Pablo from now on.
You get me all confused. I don't know what to fucking do. I feel like a fucking retard. Yeah.
You can call me asshole. I don't know who that is.
Fucking fantastic. I love it. So, all right. So we got tonight's been a good show, I'll tell you.
I got my volume working right now, so this is good.
There you go.
Where's your headphones? You need headphones. You'll really be able to fucking do some damage.
He's got him in. He's got him. Hey, so Dave, how much for that gray Blondie coat that you put up earlier?
It was 1985 I bought it.
Yeah.
85.
What size is that?
I'm surprised it ain't all blood. I'm sure there was tons of blood on it over the years.
Hey, that would be worth more. That would be worth more. You should have left it.
All right.
Hey, listen, guys, I can't be on the show too long. I'm going to the Food Lion. You guys got Food Lions down there in New England?
I mean, what?
Yeah, we got them here in North Carolina. I love it. I go in there, I buy my dog food, my beer, my maybe a rotisserie chicken, and get the fuck out. My wife goes to Whole Foods to buy the fancy stuff. But everything I need, I buy at Food Lion. Everything I need.
I never heard of it.
There he is, Tom. The fucking backdrop is phenomenal. The backdrop.
The happy birthday, that's for Kev, who is 39 years
old.
There you
go.
He doesn't look a day older than that.
Happy birthday, that's for sure. Tom, you are like Bruce Lee. You're fluid like water with the fucking background tonight. I'm
trying. It's still different from the stuff we learned at school, but it's easier. I just have to figure it out.
Oh, look at that. Already we're successful this week because we're one step better, right? I'm telling you, we got to be one step better. That's it. It's fantastic. Fantastic.
I wish I could hack into that and surprise him with something.
I gotta go let Jane inside, so I'll be back in a minute. If you guys have to close out or something, just let me know.
I got you.
No problem. But thank you. I'll be back in a minute. 60
All right,
seconds.
brother. Awesome. So let me jump on there. I'll jump on with you guys. So bring the.
Kev, good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while.
Oh, I know, man. What's it been, 20 years, I think?
Absolutely. It's got to be that anyway.
Yeah.
So,
did Dave work
in
the drinking 20, 25 years.
What's that?
Did you work at the Blondie or?
I did work at the Blondie on a Monday night. Used to get the Monday night football. I'd make fucking $200 from 11 to 1.
Oh,
it was awesome. They'd come in, and I was sober at the time. That's when Tommy hired me, and I was sober at the time.
Yeah.
But I made a bundle on Monday night.
That place is a gold mine, man. It's built in, proud.
I probably scratched from the Blondie 30, 40 times.
I may have one under my belt, maybe one small one, but not even. Those are, I'll tell you.
Kevin will tell you, and that's not an exaggerated number either.
I believe you.
Mike, do you remember a couple of years ago I wrote a story about my first day at work?
I do.
On the job at the Blarney Stone. Though I had to disguise his name, Dave played a prominent part in that story.
Okay, all right.
He was there on the first day.
I knew right away. As soon as I started reading, I goes, man, he can write a fucking book. He can write a book.
He messaged me after. He goes, we should put a lot of these stories down. I said, you sure about that? And he's like, thinking, yeah. You'd have to disguise all the names. So.
Yeah, I know shit. Yep.
The shit Kevin has seen over the years is, we're talking, I'm a little bit older, you guys, I'm 58. And Kevin was there right in my 20s, early 20s. So he's seen me right in my prime. There's no doubt he's seen me in my prime.
Yeah.
That is.
I don't think it's the wrong idea, though. It was not like
the wagon was there every weekend, 2-3 times a night. It was a crazy place. Money maker, definitely a money maker.
It still would be today if it was open, for Christ's sakes. I can't believe nobody turned that around. But COVID, really, nobody wanted to jump in there. And what a shame. What a shame. Somebody could have.
I was banned for life in the paper. And then Tommy McCabe bought it, and I grew up with Tommy. I was banned for life in the paper. Put it in the paper. Nothing to be proud of, but he let me back in, and he probably scratched me 20 times too.
That's how he ended up buying about too, right? Wasn't he scratched at one point, and then he bought?
Yeah, Kevin bought Leitrim's. He left and bought Leitrim's. Yep.
Yeah.
No, that was not to retell the whole story, but I remember that time I had been going in the Blarney Stone as a Clark kid for a little while, and Friend of mine. I don't know if you remember this guy, Whitey. His name is Matt Morantz. He had been working at the Blarney Stone for about a year. Yeah. Do you know Matt has won like 5 Emmys?
Really?
He's a huge
Really?
sports producer. Yeah, he invented the World Series of Poker.
No shit.
Yeah.
This is huge.
Yeah,
That's huge, though. We need to
He's done
validate
very,
that.
very well. He's done very, very well. But anyway, so Matt was the one that tipped me off that there was a bartending opening. So I went down and I didn't know who Tommy McCabe was, and someone said, "Hey, that's the owner over there." And so I did something a little out of character. I'd had a few beers, probably gave me courage, and I went up. I said, "Hey," I said, "You Tom?" He says, he looks up, he's like, "Yeah." I said, "I'm the guy you want to hire for the bartending job, but you guys know I don't talk like that." But he's like, "Oh yeah." He goes, "All right, well, why don't you start right now then?" So he took the bartender and he says, "Hey," he goes, "Here," he goes, "Show him the ropes. You sit down. You know, he's gonna keep the tips." So, and Tommy stands up and he's like, "I'm leaving." He goes, "All right, and your first day is Sunday morning at 11. So you show up Sunday morning for the day shift." So here I am. I go behind the bar, and the kid behind the bar is like, "All right, I'm gonna go over there and play cards." He goes, "Here's what you do." He goes, "And whatever happens though, if there's a fight, the rule is the bartenders don't leave the bar area." He says the regulars will take care of it. I don't even know. That was probably the first time I ever heard the expression "the regulars," but that was the regular. So, and sure enough, within like 15 minutes, there was a fight, and I think Dave broke it up actually, or at least threw one of the guys out.
Hey,
Needless to say, Kevin's a skinny. You know, Kevin wasn't a big kid, and there was some pretty big guys. There was some seriously big guys that would get into some scrapping there, and he just put right into it. It was like that's how it. You know, he ended up let you last quite a few years there, man.
Oh yeah.
How long did you last?
Yeah,
15 years.
A lot of years. Yeah. But you know what we kind of found over time is that once I decided I wanted to try to clean it up. The regulars actually really deep down wanted that. As much as they enjoyed the fighting, they found it better to be able to bring in their wives sometimes and not feel like they're going to get
assholes. The assholes in the clubs would just come here. That's what it was. The assholes would come looking for it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's true.
That's exactly what it was.
I'm not
kidding.
And
they know they'd get it.
When I was 21, look at Kev. I was a firecracker, and that's why I went there. I mean, not that's why I went there, but it was. If I could hold my own there at 21 years old, I knew I could go anywhere. Pretty much is how I felt. That was my mentality, I think I did well.
And that's how a lot of the shit started back then too. That's exactly how a lot of tough kids, and there were some tough motherfuckers that came in there. Yep. There's not a doubt about it. I got my ass kicked many times, but.
Now, with that being said, I'm not the guy who's gonna run over and start it, but if something happens when I'm there, I'm gonna stand up, or I was that way, I wasn't there trying to be tough, but if I could exist in a place where that was
once you put that fuel in you though, it just comes out of you.
On my 14th Jaeger from across the bar from Kevin, I was ready. I was on point ready.
Kev could see it coming all the time too. He could just see it coming.
Oh yeah.
Because I learned, you know what? If you don't nip it early, then it's going to become a fight, and then then everybody's going to learn I'm a pussy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, no, you gotta kind of see it and stop it ahead of time. But the transition for me, like when I was trying to when I was trying to get the regulars to buy into it, I'd be like, all right, listen, because a lot of them, they did like to fight. So I'd be like, look, if you see trouble, just tip me and let me handle it. Stay behind me, and only if I'm getting my ass kicked, save my ass. But they didn't want to do it. They wanted to come in. They didn't want to do it, but they did do it.
Kev was a great negotiator when it came to the college kids and us and dealing with we met a lot of great people there. We really did. It was a great place to grow up.
I can't.
Like a bond.
I'm hurt physically. A part of me has died with the Blondie going down. That place.
Oh, I know that was painful.
Oh my God!
I lived on Maywood Street my whole life, right across the street from Maywood across Park Ave. I lived on the one going up the hill, right near the Blondie. I could spit almost.
I'll tell you when I first started working, I moved into the May Street house with Tony and Jordan and all those guys. So that was like the beginning. I'll tell you that was like That had to be a movie. I could do a week's worth of episodes on just that place itself, May Street, in those years. You know, right after you left, right after those few years. But unreal. The Blarney, there's so many generations of, I mean,
Yeah, it is.
generations of people that have been there. Everyone knows, you know. Sad that it ended. And here's a quick fact: I worked the very last shift. The Blarney was alive. I was the very last one to lock that door when they were in. I didn't see it coming, but it was great. That was a dream job. Like you said, you know, cash, you having fun with all your friends. It's never a problem you can't handle. And that's one of the bars in the city that always existed. That exactly what you said, Kev. It's the regulars would take care of it before the bartender really had to. And not only, you know, not in a tough guy way or anything like that, but, you know, the regulars are there to, you're jumping over the bar, you know, you're not going to get your ass kicked by 10 people. You've got people that are going to please help you out, you know.
Oh, we weren't allowed to jump over the bar. We had to change that. We weren't allowed to like leave the bar for our own safety.
I saw Tony almost get decapitated by the ceiling fan one time. I'd love him to come on and tell that story. He jumped over that towards the cellar wall there and got clipped by that ceiling fan. I'd never forget it. It's the only time I think I've ever seen him pop that thing. But that was before he got athletic, like before he lost all that weight.
Before he lost the weight, yeah.
Yeah, but I'll tell you,
I ended up popping it hundreds of times, but back in the beginning, we were not allowed to do that. You know, we were.
That cooler in the corner there took the brunt of it because that thing never shut the same.
Oh yeah.
It's since 1988, whatever the fuck they put it in or whatever. You know what else is amazing? Kev, when did you start working there? Like mid 90s?
87. 1987.
Was it the same exact shade that was in there when that place just closed? I don't think he ever changed the front window shade.
Oh, the front window shade?
Yeah.
I don't know. Tommy was pretty clean.
It used to be the Standish Cafe. The name used to be the Standish Cafe. And I used to shine shoes in there in 1972. Wow. And I'd make a bundle. I was 7, 8 years old. I go into the shoebox. I'd come out with like fucking $3-4. Back then it was big, you know?
Yeah.
Make a shoe shine like a mirror. The good fellas.
The Standish Cafe used to be the name of it.
Yeah.
But that's awesome, man. I'll tell you, amazing. And Kev, what do you think was, through all your years, what was the greatest bar artifact you ever seen in that place? There's one clear answer, but
I don't know if there was an Anheuser-Busch thing up on the wall there that Tommy got offered. Yeah. He got offered like $5,000 for it. It must have still been there when he sold it.
The Clydesdales.
He got offered. The Clydesdales. Yeah. Is that still there?
It was there. He took it. I think that's the one thing he didn't sell.
I heard it's gutted out now. It's gutted right now. There's nothing in there. Yeah.
That was. That's actually one of the best bar artifacts I've seen in the entire city in real life. You know what I mean? That thing was classic, incredible.
He was offered big bucks for it. I know that.
Yeah. Yep. But
that painting of the Blarney Stone behind, I don't know, we used to be behind the jukebox, whatever was over in the corner near the cellar door.
Yeah.
Somebody stole that, and then it would turn out to be a Clark kid, and we managed to get it back.
Really?
Yeah. It's like the Gardner Art Museum or something. We managed to get the valuable piece of Blarney Stone art back.
That is awesome.
I wish. Man, that's one of my few wishes. My bucket list is somebody gets those paintings back to the Gardner. I really do. It pisses me off.
Kev, did you ever go to the Blarney? Did you ever go to the Blarney Stone in was it Lowell?
No, I've driven by it. No, I've never been there. No.
Yeah, we used to go. Brad Allen. We used to go once a year there. We can get a bunch of us and go to the Blarney Stone and and then they would come to the Blarney. I don't know if it was before your time. No, Brad was there at your time, right?
Yes. Oh yeah. Pitch softball. He was our softball pitcher for a while too. Remember?
Yeah. That's right.
Awesome.
But I don't know if it's still open.
Can we get Lincoln back on, or how is he stuck in there?
I don't know if you guys can see me or hear me. I got distracted.
We can hear
I could see Allison. I could see a picture of Allison Fleming.
Yeah, you
That's
gotta,
my wife. Okay.
Okay.
But you know, take a picture of me with like
We don't see you,
in
no.
my background. All right, hang on a sec.
No.
Give me this. No, my whole
No,
thing.
there you go. There you go.
That looks like
Yeah,
Tom's target
really?
practice sheet. Got 0 holes on it.
Look at that backdrop right there. That's fantastic. That's
I think
yeah.
it looks
Yeah.
okay. It's so hard to tell what it looks like on other people's screens, but I
No,
think it
it's
looks
good.
normal. I think
No,
it looks
yeah.
good.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Looks perfect.
Cool.
Perfect.
All right, so let's segue to the Red Sox. I know you guys were having a fascinating conversation, but is there anything about the Red
we
Sox
were.
I should know now that I'm out of town and I can barely keep up with them? Or you can finish your story. I understand.
All I know is JD Martinez is killing it. Xander's killing it. All the usual suspects. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's early to tell, but I think they'll be all right. We got quarterback. How long is it before someone indicates or asks if he's cheating again? That's all I'm worried about because it's going to happen. And kind of.
Well, already. Okay, let me change my background.
Yeah,
I don't even.
I'll tell you. Well, you know that's going to come up.
Row background. God damn it. That's the stupidest thing. I should have gotten one of those first. God damn it. All right,
Is there
go
any
on.
chance that is there any chance that Chris Sale is going to come back this year? He had the Tommy John surgery. I thought the last.
To be honest with you guys, I think Cora got out of it pretty damn easy.
Yes.
It was, it was.
He got out of it pretty damn easy. Cora, and he is skating through this thing.
Yeah.
While all the other Houston players, he's just skating. That's why he ain't saying a damn word about it.
Yeah.
Not a word. And he was 100% guilty to the top. He was the man.
Yeah. He started it.
For him, and now that the exposures, if they have a good year, someone's bringing that shit back up just to get it. There's no doubt if they start getting to the playoffs, and the playoffs, that rumors are coming right back.
I'm shocked it hasn't happened yet. I'm shocked it wasn't.
And he skated through it, and Boston fans are kind of like that. And myself, I think the fucking guy cheated, man. There's no doubt he fucking cheated. He tried to get away with it, but they all do. He just got caught.
Exactly. That's why it's not. I don't consider it a total moral breach to cheat a little in baseball. I've been cheated by coaches. I've been cheated by other players. You know what? You fucking get away with it. I understand using technology is another level, like video technology. I understand that.
They buzzed when there was a fastball coming.
I don't blame a guy for trying to fucking get an edge. Hey, this dude taps his toe 3 times before he steals, and you film it 400 times.
That would have got you. That would have got you a black guy in my day in the neighborhood.
Yeah,
that would have got you a black.
You also would have gotten the base. You would have gotten the fucking base. If you make it.
Why do you? They
even thinking like that. Even thinking like that. If you're playing wiffle ball. If you're playing wiffle ball and you cheat and you're getting a black eye.
Well, cheating is different. Okay, he hit me on my shoulder. My foot was on the bag. Who's cheating? The guy who hit you on the shoulder with the ball or the guy whose foot is on the bag? If someone's lying or both of them are wrong, it doesn't really, you don't know. It's not a moral thing. You truly believe you're safe. You fucking declare you're safe. And if someone calls you out, you tell them to fuck off. That's sort of how you do it, right?
Dave, how many fights do we see at the Blarney at the pool table because someone broke some perceived rule?
Oh my God, yeah.
You cheated, man. Over $2 or $2. You're cheating.
Yeah,
Wham, in the face.
Yeah, it's not cheating for money. No, obviously doing that is garbage. But
so my opinion of Cora is not too high. I'll tell you that. That's all. He might be a good coach.
Mine isn't that high.
He might be a good coach, but hey, you cheat. There's a lot of guys that played fair too.
Yep.
Why don't we bring on Allison so we can get a woman's opinion?
There you go.
Yeah, really?
Is she listening or?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You want my wife's opinion on cheating? Okay. I guarantee fucking kind of question is that? Jesus
There you go.
Welcome back to Real Tom.
There's your answer right there. There's your answer. Let's get her on.
Yeah, probably not a big fan.
Tom said he
But again, I don't believe in
That was
cheating.
great.
I've played sports with Kev. I don't know if me and Mike were ever on a softball team together. I can't remember if we were like
No.
a Blarney or no, we never did play together. But Kev has played with me, and he knows me well enough to know I hate cheating if it's dishonorable. But sometimes in those softball games and shit, it's not cheating so much as trying to get an advantage that to.
Gore was cheating.
I'm not saying I never did cheat either.
Now I sound like I'm making an excuse, and I've never even cheated. Fuck me. I'm the worst.
I cheated. I would cheat just to piss you off, I think.
I might do that.
I mean, they were using video.
Yeah, I know.
with the
Yeah,
Red Sox.
that's
So, I
a
mean,
different level. I get it.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're talking about cheating. Like I'm thinking, like framing a pitch. Framing a pitch can be called cheating, right? Like you.
My whole point on this is when they start doing good, right? The Sox and maybe they playoff time, and that shit comes out, it's gonna affect the team. There's no doubt. It's gonna affect them. That shit's gonna come out.
Yeah.
Whether it's, especially if the Yankees gonna hire somebody to get that shit up there, you know, just to start some fucking turmoil. That's it.
All right, that's cool. Like I said, I've watched very little Red Sox this year. I read about them every day, but I'm always a day behind. I gotta start paying more attention. They sound like an interesting team. That Verdugo guy, what the fuck?
Verdugo, yeah, Alex Verdugo.
Yeah, is that the right name?
Yep.
Yeah, he keeps showing up in the press.
Yep.
He sounds like an impressive
I think
player.
that's probably why I don't watch him as much. It's just because of that. But I'm still interested, you know, and
That's
because
good.
it's the Red Sox, I guess, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I just want something to
I
watch.
don't tell me they're gonna make the playoffs and they're gonna fold. That's
you never know. We thought that a couple years ago, and then they won the whole thing. So I mean, even
there
David
you
Price.
go. Or they could win the whole thing again, you know.
Yeah. Of course,
And
they
then
were
here comes the
cheating,
cheating shit. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's the way it's gonna be. Phil, if we win it, we're cheating.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know how much noise the Yankees can make, though. Pretty sure the Yankees have been they're hardly the paragons of virtue. I mean, the Yankees have been cheating over the years too. Maybe I don't know if they were as bad as Cora, but Yankees are pretty shady too.
They were playing money game for a while. They were cheating with numbers, I think. Like luxury tax, not caring. I mean, whatever, but it's always. But
how about Pilar getting hit in the face? You guys see that?
Yeah, that was unbelievable.
What happened?
Pilar getting hit in the face.
I didn't see that. What are you talking about?
Oh my God!
Fastball in the
Square right in the face with a fastball.
Really?
Yeah, Kevin Pilar.
Did that happen today or last night? When did that happen?
It was 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
Kevin Pilar, I think it was.
I totally missed that. I don't know why.
Right back in the face.
How about the back-to-back no-hitters this week?
Yeah.
That's pretty incredible.
For the bad guys, though.
Yeah. I read a stat today, too, that was pretty amazing, off subject, well, kind of no-hitterish, but Roger Clemens had 7 Cy Youngs and no-hitters or something like that. Nolan Ryan had 7 no-hitters at one point and no Cy Youngs.
Huh. Yeah, I do remember that was a big thing with Clemens not getting the no-hitters. That was.
I see. I don't. Yeah. And Pedro.
First of all, that doesn't make sense. Say that again, because we know. I misheard it, because obviously Nolan Ryan got Cy Youngs. We know that, right?
I don't know. I mean,
was that? I say it again in the order you said it. Maybe I missed the order that you said it.
The graphic I saw today, it said, it was from my memories. I shared it. I think it was definitely one they were both all up. But Roger Clemens had 7 Cy Youngs and no hitters. Nolan Ryan had, at this point of the graphic, when I shared it, had seven no hitters and no Cy Young.
Oh fuck yeah! No, now I hear you. Wow, that's mind blowing. If Nolan Ryan never got a Cy Young, is that even possible?
No, because if you look at his stats, most of his years he was like a little bit over 500. He never had dominant season.
Yeah, but also he would literally he struck out more people than most Hall of Fame pitchers have ever faced. You know, he strike out
master, but
he never won a Cy Young is hard for me to believe, but I believe it. You looked it up.
Here's the fact. The fact is, Nolan Ryan played more seasons in Major League Baseball than any other man in history, 27 to be exact. He holds a Major League career record for no-hitters with 7, and also the strikeout record with an astonishing 5,714 punch-outs.
But never won the Cy Young. He never won it?
He never won.
That's so weird. That he wouldn't have won it in like the 80s. You know, you would think he would have won it at least once in the 80s, right? But I guess not.
I was very surprised that he didn't. And I'll tell you. Well, let's see where he finished. How many seconds does he have?
Came in second in the voting? Probably a bunch of times. I would like to know who beat him.
He always had a lot of losses. He was a streaky pitcher.
But that's not generally how they judge Cy Young pitchers. There have been some. I know that's sort of.
You got to go like 20-3 to win a Cy Young.
Say again.
You got to go like 20-3 to win a Cy Young. You can't be 12-11 with a no hitter. You got to have a dominant season from beginning to end, and that's what Clemens used to do. But that's not what Nolan. I loved Nolan Ryan. It was great to watch, but he was more streaky. And Clemens in those years was a much better pitcher.
How about
I just find I find it interesting. I'm not saying I don't believe you or it's ridiculous. I'm just saying it's interesting because he was like the dominant pitcher for a certain chunk of years, 3 or 4 years. He's the only guy you thought of.
What is Nolan?
You only think of that because I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What is Nolan Ryan's career record? How many?
Probably about 50 or 100 games over 500. I'm guessing.
Actually, you're right in the middle. He's 324 and 292.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know. I understand he's not dominant like winning games, but okay.
Wow, never a Cy Young. I'm amazed. I really was amazed.
I'm shocked, but it's a good fact by Kevin. I'm glad he brought or whichever Kev or Dave, whoever brought it up. It's a good fact. It just blows.
I think what it was too. In the 80s at that time, he was playing in Houston, right? And so the National League team, which we didn't really follow National League teams unless they did something spectacular. So the season would be going along, and then all of a sudden you'd hear Nolan Ryan do another no hitter. So you weren't really, that sticks out in your brain, but you really weren't aware that for the most part he was mediocre in terms of one loss record and stuff like that. So.
Yep, he won 1 world championship, 1 World Series.
Was that 69 or?
Yep, 69.
With the Mets, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Tom Seaver and those guys, yeah.
11-time strikeout leader. Most recent, 1990.
No, but he's mediocre. Kev just told me he's mediocre.
He's mediocre.
So,
I said he was mediocre.
I'm just kidding.
No.
I know what you mean. The teams were mediocre.
I said with wins and losses. Yeah.
He only has 5,714 strikeouts.
That's it? What a pussy. What a
That's
fucking pussy.
So how do you feel about, does Pete Rose have 4,000 hits? Or do they just not count? How are we ignoring that? How is Pete Rose not in the Hall of Fame? And how, like, this is where my point is, we have to live in reality. The man did not just not get 4,000 hits. You can't erase those because he gambled. Pete Rose has to get in the Hall of Fame.
This is a topic that is dear to my heart, but I don't want to distract from it. So I would like to hear Dave Kenny. You still in here? So I don't know your opinion on Pete Rose. I don't know most baseball fans' opinion on Pete Rose, but I know mine. But I want to hear yours.
So I grew up with Pete Rose, and it is a fucking shame that he's not in the Hall of Fame. over a bet which so many people betted and didn't get away from it. The guy played baseball, lived baseball. Probably the best baseball player I've ever seen to date. As in playing the game, the temperament he had the game, the passion for the game. He was just an incredible fucking baseball player. It's unbelievable that he's not in the Hall of Fame because of a bet.
They can't
Not if
keep
he
him
was
out.
betting on. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's the biggest, you know, hopefully they let him in before he dies. And, you know, it's a shame he's not in.
I agree.
I grew up watching him, living him, trying to be like Pete Rose, dive into the catcher, take the catcher out, to dive into second base, sort of like a Pedroia in this day, but Pedroia was only like a part of him. Pete Rose did it all.
That's a
He
great
was it all.
comparison right
There's
there.
not even a doubt.
Great comparison. Dirt Dog.
Not even a doubt.
Yep. I agree.
And
100%.
back in the day, you take out the catcher. He lived to take out the catcher. He wanted to take that catcher out.
Yeah, he did.
No,
That
he
was-
lived. I'll tell you what. He lived to take out the second baseman because that's where he made his money.
That too. That
You know what I
too.
mean? Is he would go into the second base hard because they knew he was going to get a single or whatever. Because he had like more singles than anyone in the history of the league. I'm pretty sure that's still true.
Big Red Machine.
You know how many
Valley Hustle.
fucking-
Blast right at the second baseman, and they'd be like, I don't know what the fuck to do. No
You know how
one's
many
gonna-
people were throwing? Back in the days, people were throwing games. I guarantee you, he never threw a fucking game.
Yeah,
He never threw a game.
and that's
Back
the
in the
key.
days, they were paying people to throw the game or get, you know, even by runs scored. Don't let them score. They were playing by, you know, so it wasn't so obvious. Let them get a couple runs on you. Yeah, back in the day,
Yeah,
that's
no,
the way
he
it was.
didn't throw
Throw something
games.
like
He
that.
gambled on games. He never threw a game.
Yeah, no,
I
that's what he said.
No.
I think he never threw a game.
Yeah, no.
I honestly
Even-
don't believe he ever tried.
You know what? Even if he did, it doesn't take the fact away of the kind of ball player he was. It's about baseball, not about his
No,
character. It's about
but-
fucking baseball. He was a true player.
He was. Yeah, no, he definitely was. He definitely was. He was. I mean, you want to play the game like Pete Rose played the game. You want that right there. That trumps Bud Selig, whoever put this ban into effect in the first place. In my eyes, you can't take away the fact. I can't stand that we live in a society that says no, that just didn't happen. He doesn't have 4,000 hits. The man stepped to the plate, fucking however many times he got 4,000 hits. There's no way that you could just erase that. I don't care. And as far as I see, he bet on himself. He bet on his team. I don't think he ever threw a game to do it. That's where I would agree, or maybe even sympathize with people that want him out of the game. If he bet against his team, if he threw the game on purpose to win money or do whatever.
Yeah, if
Yeah, I
he
agree
threw
with
a
that. I
game,
agree with
I would
that.
throw him under the bus. If I knew he threw a game, I'd be like, fuck you. I mean, it doesn't take away from the 4,000 hits, but
Yes.
still, I'd be like, I'm not going to be on your side because you're a cunt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
otherwise, he's basically just betting on himself, which we all do, right?
yeah,
Yes,
which we all would do. Yeah, absolutely, we all would do.
The hits didn't define who he was, though. He was just baseball, man. He was he was there to win. He was there to take. He was there to fucking scrap anything to get that run.
Yeah.
To do anything, whatever it fucking took. There's no doubt. He was the baseball. That's his name, Mr. Baseball. He's the best thing I ever seen
Yep.
to this day.
Hey,
Besides the pitcher guy now, this pitcher for the Angels there. That guy's gonna be. If something don't happen to him, he's gonna be the biggest fucking thing going.
Otani, right? Is that what he's
Ohtani,
talking
yeah.
about?
Yeah.
Am I
Yeah.
missing that? Yeah, okay. You're right. Yeah, if he actually is, if he's the real deal, he's like a Babe Ruth from 100 years ago. The best pitcher and the best hitter in the league, all in one
So
body. That's just
you're
crazy.
gonna see him signing a $300 million contract, no doubt.
Here's a question for you
No
guys.
doubt.
Here's a question
What do
for
you
you
got?
guys. 'Cause I was thinking about this the other day. Why is it? Do you think there's a reason that we have not seen an American Shotani over this last century?
Because we're soft. Everybody eating restrictions. You're worried about people's arms. I think Japan's never cared about that. I don't believe.
Yeah, I think that's. I think they make you in America. They kind of make you take either you're a pitcher or you're a hitter, and they don't let you do both. So you kind of.
Which is awesome.
I'm gonna guess there are probably a lot of guys that could have been that.
I seen another good meme today that said something about Ohtani. He pitched. He threw 88 pitches and then went to right field. And someone responded to it. Big deal. I did that in 7th grade in Little League or something. Like, really, it wasn't back then, And
and Kev, and just to interrupt, I gotta tell you, I've seen that on like high level baseball, like amateur baseball. The best left fielder is often the best pitcher because he's the best hitter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but once you get to the major league,
because he's such a superior athlete. Yeah, right. So they break them down like either in college or in the minors or whatever. Exactly. But you know that. You've been on teams where this guy could play pretty much any position and be better at it than anyone else.
Quick story, guys. My girls were following the Cat League. My girls were really good in softball. I said, if the Cat, I'll take you to the World Series. Well, no shit. They win. I have to go to the World Series, drive to... I had a great time, but to watch the people, the teams from overseas like Japan and how they're trained, they're fucking trained to do it. It's a total different atmosphere than the United States. It's amazing to watch them just as little kids performing like a team. Like everything's done as a team, and the kids. Even the other kids learn from that. They're just trained in it. In the United States, it's only in certain areas, like down south, because I get to do it more. We took my kids to the World. I took my kids to the World, same thing. With fast pitch softball, down there, total different level. Different level, because it's training. The training's unbelievable.
Except Tommy Daly. These guys had on one of the coaches from the Jesse Burkett World Series team. They had him on a couple last week. Tommy Daly. I don't know if you know him, Dave.
Yeah. My kids grew up with them. All them kids. My girls were on the girls team then, and they were doing good. The girls and the boys were doing good back then.
Yeah.
And my girls went to the Worlds in the girls softball.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was a big thing with the girls doing it and the boys doing it, and my kids were on the girls.
Yep.
Yeah.
When I was doing my research to talk with Tommy and all them, I had seen all the
right there. Now that I'm thinking it, is my kids pitching to Jesse Burkett.
Oh wow!
Nice.
In the World Championship.
Cool. No,
yeah.
Picture, man. That's sweet. That is awesome. Sweet. That gives me some Worcester flashbacks. We
won the stage. Yeah, it was pretty cool. But it was the training, like I said, we go south, you play teams from the south and from different countries, their fucking training is like demanding training,
Yeah.
Your kids would be crying to you because, they wouldn't have it in the United States the way they do it.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, listen, we've been on for about an hour and 45 right now. We'll cut it off. We'll get ready. Dave, we appreciate your input, man. You're welcome back anytime. It was great.
Hey, great show, guys. I've been watching a couple of times. First time I've been able to get in.
Yeah, great
Kev, good to see you.
Good to see you, Dave.
Oh, stop.
We'll have to get Sean on.
Thanks for having me.
Nice to meet you, Dave. Nice to meet you, Dave. Thank you for coming in.
You
and
too.
Like Mike said, you're invited anytime to talk sports and Worcester.
Kev, send me a link. I'll come in. I enjoy it.
Which is dumb half the time. We like that.
Yep. No, but
thank you very much.
Another good episode, guys. Kev, thank you again. Happy birthday.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Yeah, it's gonna be a quiet one these days.
The fucking backdrop was phenomenal. Fucking.
Oh yeah, finally
job.
figuring that shit out. Yeah.
No, awesome. Everything was awesome tonight, guys. Thank you very much. That was. I look forward to the next one. We're on fire.
All right, man.
When's the next one?
Next Thursday. Every
All right.
Thursday night.
All right, guys. See you then.
All right, brother.
Bye-bye.
Have a good
Thank
night,
you.
guys.
Thank you.